Coming up next on the Jeff Crilley Show, you're going to meet a celebrity makeup artist and soul therapist. We'll explain next.
Many are predicting that the worst is yet to come, which is unfortunate, said one person here. Until now, they've enjoyed the reputation of being the nation's icebox.
Watched a burglar in his home this morning by webcam.
As a journalist of over 25 years, stories are what make my world turn.
Reporting live from the Dallas newsroom tonight, Jeff Crilley, Fox 4 News.
But in 2008, I took the jump from my familiar life and started a PR firm from my home.
We're talking about anyone with a camcorder like the one I'm using becomes a television network.
We started slowly growing the company, and we now have over 100 clients, and we've branched into the world of live digital broadcasting. I now own 8 different TV studios and have a huge team, and the stories that I now get to share are sometimes the most important of my life. Life has a funny way of coming around full circle. This is the Jeff Crilley Show.
Well, I love how life brings people back together. My next guest is a good friend. She's been a friend for, I hate to say this, probably 25 years. And she came back into my life through the DFW Press and Media Club that's getting back together. Laura Schakosky is in the studio. She's a celebrity makeup artist and a soul therapist, which we're going to explain in a minute. Thanks for coming on the show.
Thank you for having me.
Absolutely. Well, I don't think I'm making that up. We've known each other for a good quarter century.
We really have. It's gone so fast.
All right, so we're going to talk about soul therapy in a second, but let's talk about the makeup journey. When did that begin for you?
So I started makeup in 1987.
Wow.
In Dallas.
And do you remember like your early clients? Were they celebrities or media people, or who were your early clients?
My earliest clients, believe it or not, were rock stars.
No kidding.
So I started working, behind the scenes on stage and going to radio stations. Motley Crue. I was actually Vince Neil of Motley Crue was my very first celebrity.
Oh my God! You have to be nervous. I mean,
I was really
you're
nervous.
Practically a child, and
yes.
So.
Yeah, it was more like, what do you wear,
Right?
Yeah.
All right, we're going to put your website up, and as we scroll down the website, let's talk a little bit about, so that was, you said 89, and then how did that morph into what you're doing now with the soul therapy?
Well, it's been a really long journey. I basically worked in Dallas for like 5 years, and then I met Bill O'Reilly. And we were doing Inside Edition, and I was like, I love television.
Yes.
Like, I said, I'm going to California. And so 6 months later, I made an announcement to my mother. I've got $3,000, and I'm moving to California. And she's like, what? And so I moved out to LA. It took me about 3 years to really get going. But, I just kept planting seeds, and then everything took off.
Well, as long as we're talking about celebrities, we've got a little slideshow, and I'm gonna depend on you to narrate this for us. So we'll put some pictures up here. So obviously, Tucker. Tell us some stories.
Okay, so I was working with Tucker up at Fox, and he was doing his show up there. So we did the whole entire thing, and it was, of course, Tucker is a really nice guy, and so most of the time I was doing his makeup, we were figuring out the meaning of life. What? And they're like, hey, you guys, we're doing a show here. But we had a lot of fun, and he's a very nice guy, very deep and introspective.
Love it. Okay, next picture.
Yep, and Brett Baer, very calm guy, totally zen. That's the best way to describe him. He just takes everything just as it comes. Yeah, really. Yeah.
All right, next one.
Oh,
Anderson Cooper.
Anderson Cooper, he was so great. He was just telling me his whole story about his beginnings and how he started in Africa and got his interest in television by, doing video out there. And it was really incredible. His whole life was a complete adventure.
Amazing. Okay, next one.
Yep, and then Beto, that was at CNN. So Fox and CNN at the time were in the same exact building. Wow. So a lot of times I would work with one person, and then we'd go to, like a couple of floors later, for another show. Right. Beto was in the middle of his presidential campaign. So when I worked with him, I said, look, this leopard skin outfit here
Yes.
is like has a superpower to it. Like everybody who's powerful wears this cape, and he laughed.
I love
But I said, this is your rite of passage, and and I really got a lot of insights with him on what it feels like when you're going through a presidential campaign. I mean, it really is like being a rock star.
Love that.
Waking up in a different city every single day and
Yes.
continuing to put a message out. Yeah.
All right, next picture. Oh,
Yep, George
got it.
Bush. Okay, so I did George Bush's makeup at Cooper Aerobics Center.
Nice.
Because Dr. Cooper has been working with George Bush for many, many years as one of his clients.
Yes.
And so I had an opportunity to do his makeup.
All right,
Yeah.
this picture, speaking of Dr. Cooper.
Yep. And then Dr. Cooper, who has been like the inspiration of my life. I mean, not only is he just an amazing person, it's like he has just accomplished so much. I've just never met anybody that just kept
And
on
he's still
going.
going. He's around 90 now, isn't he?
Yeah, 94.
Wow.
He just finished his new book,
Amazing.
which came out like yesterday.
Wow. Wow.
But I mean, I like my biggest question to him, because I always try to have a good question to ask people, is I said, if you could travel anywhere in the world, where would you go? And his answer was the moon.
Really?
And he would have gone because he was helping all of the people in NASA, actually go to the moon, all the astronauts.
Incredible. I think we've got a couple more pictures. Pat Boone.
Yeah, Pat Boone. And that was, we were doing a Newsmax event, and I saw you there. It was great. It was, 6 degrees of separation. And then Pat Boone was being interviewed by the host that I was doing makeup on that day. Yeah.
One more picture.
Yep,
Alice
Alice Cooper. Oh my God. So the first time I worked with Alice Cooper was with when he was working with MTV London.
Oh, wow.
And at that point, everybody's like, talk to Alice Cooper, but don't ask him anything about golf. Like everybody asks him that.
Wow.
So we laugh and everything, and then it's like 20 years pass.
Wow.
And I go, hey, Alice, I said, I did your makeup like 20 years ago. Do you remember what we talked about? And he laughed, and he opened up to me and told me his whole life story. And
Well, it's for me, I mean, it doesn't surprise me that you're a soul therapist, because for that, 10, 20 minutes that you're with the celebrity, they're about to go on national TV or something, they kind of let their hair down with you, don't they?
Yeah, they do. There's something about being in somebody's personal space where you get a chance to really open up and kind of talk about the heart of what's being said on camera before you go out there. And so I ask a lot of deep introspective questions, which then opens people up and gives them a new point of view, which then they take out to the world, which has been really incredible.
I love that. So your entire adult life has been spent working on the outer beauty, but now I think the finest chapter in your life is working on inner beauty. Talk about soul therapy.
Yes. So soul therapy is really the heart of understanding what true beauty is. And, we know that true beauty really is about loving yourself and opening up your heart. And what I have noticed is that when I work with people, the more their heart is open, the more their messages are received. So when I'm working with people, especially right before they go on camera, it is like an extraordinary opening that happens. So I got inspired to help people, everyday people, live their best life and like literally step from one role to the next chapter of their life and be the best version of themselves. And that's matching the inside and the outside, not just one or the other.
Okay, without identifying your clients, because that's obviously private, tell us one of your favorite success stories.
Well, there's so many of them. I mean, it's just like I work with a lot of entrepreneurs, which makes it very inspiring and very different. Each story is different. But what I notice is that entrepreneurs in general tend to really give a lot of energy out into the world. And as a result, their stress level gets really high. A lot of times they come to me, and so I have like people that are chiropractors and neurologists and massage therapists, a lot of wellness professionals. And one in particular was a massage therapist that really, really wanted to work with rock stars. So it's a very niche market.
Yes.
And she ended up doing a journey with me. And now she's, in the process of working with a lot of different musicians, working with a band manager
Yes.
who knows everybody. And so it's like her whole life has just really opened up, and specifically in the direction that she wanted. And so that was the goal.
And do you think many of us have limiting beliefs or a block that where they need a coach like you to have an objective, you can do this, and don't tell yourself that story anymore?
Yes, exactly. That's what happens is people hit a glass ceiling where they're like, what is going on? What is going on in the background that is keeping me from being who I know myself to be?
Yes.
And so what we do in the journey that I create with them, is we create a hero's journey, kind of like the framework of a movie,
Yes.
where they create a story and then they live into it. And then what I do is I break everything down into segments like a movie scene. And we look from 1 month to the next a little bit closer at what's really going on. Where is the breakthrough that needs to be had? And I use a technique called rapid eye therapy to get them there, where they don't have to relive a trauma or a stress point. They just blink their eyes and do some brain balancing exercises, and we align their energy on every level. And then, when you're clear,
Yes.
you take action. And so that's what makes it so incredible.
Wow. Laura, we're almost out of time. So in the final minute, if somebody's watching this and they want to engage you, what does that look like? Obviously, we're going to put your website up so they can get in touch with you, but do you have like an introductory exploratory call to see if it's a fit, or how does that work?
Usually what happens is people will call, they contact me, at heartfeltjourneys@yahoo.com. And I talk to them just to see if we're a fit, see like really where they are. Are they really ready to make, go into that next phase?
Yes.
And if so, we talk a little bit about, what the work will be involved that they will be doing, because it is a co-created experience. And so if they're ready, we go ahead and set the first meeting up, and it becomes like, that's when the journey starts.
Outstanding.
Yeah.
You're an amazing guest. Thank you so much for sharing your heart and your wisdom with us. We're going to end with her website, which is her name, LauraSchakosky.com. Thanks for coming on the show.
Thank you. And also, can I add one thing?
Please.
So for my soul therapy coaching, go to heartfeltjourneys.com.
Heartfeltjourneys.com.
Yes.
We'll put that up as well.
Laura Schakosky for makeup.
Thank you so much.
Thank you.
That's it for now. We'll see you next time.